favorite thing is that he just trusted us.
Yeah.
He just knew that we could do something that nobody else could, and he just let us go.
But we'll put a pin in all of that ridiculous comment because our dear friend, AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dolla, is here live now. Look at that. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. It was a rough day at the shoot job today, but hell, that's what I signed up for, right?
I feel you. It was a rough day for me today too. I woke up and I played FIFA, then I played Madden, then I went and played in a co-ed soccer game, and now I'm home. So it was a rough one for me too. You know?
All right, this is excellent because I don't want to ask about how you got started. I don't want to ask about your Team 3D Academy training or Devon school now because I don't care. I'm going right to FIFA. I'm a huge FIFA player, and
okay.
I think we got something in common. What is your favorite mode in FIFA?
Pro Clubs.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
It's the best, right?
You play Pro Clubs?
I do play Pro Clubs.
Oh, are you any good?
I am. I would like to say I'm pretty good. I play striker. I can do one thing and one thing only and score.
See, that's not good.
Go ahead.
Anybody can hit B. You know what I'm saying? Anybody
can hit B. So that's Xbox, right?
Yeah, anybody can hit circle as well.
Anybody can hit circle. I'm not one of those. How do I want to say this? I wish I only play with one other guy, so it's just us on Pro Clubs. It's just two people. Occasionally, we had some other people hop in and play with us. We were heavy into it back in the day, and then we each had our kids. We each got older. We each did this, so it's been going down.
What's the highest division you've ever made?
I think it was FIFA 12. We were at Division, and now I know you're going to trump me here because I heard a different interview. I think it was FIFA, 12, FIFA 10, 12, FIFA, the second, Division 2.
Okay, so D2's not bad. Especially when you only got 3 guys.
Yeah, and it's interesting. And when I say I'm a striker, I don't mean I'm one of those cheesy players that just builds their guy up on speed and outruns people.
You play with the big body?
I play with my legit body, which is not very big, but I like to outmuscle people instead of outrun people.
I feel you.
And I do.
Yeah, see, we run a 4-1-2-1-2. And
okay,
so
gotcha.
Which, for the uninitiated, that's 4 in the back line, a CDM, LCM, and RCM. A cam and a left striker and a right striker, right? And cam is center attacking midfield for the uninitiated. And because of that, I usually play LCM or cam.
Okay. Yeah.
I lead my team in assists every year. I'm a dime guy. It's my role on the team. And I get back and play defense. So there's a lot of. You guys. You said you have like 3 guys on your team.
Yeah.
We got like 27 guys on ours.
I heard you saying that. I heard you said a lot of high caliber people too. You go 11
players, rappers signed to record labels, lawyers, doctors, lobbyists, and then we got little kids too, like our buddy's son.
Aiden. Shout out to Aiden.
Aiden is 11 years old and he's an absolute animal.
Yeah.
So probably the best. He'll probably end up being the best of us, one day. So we got a pretty good squad for sure.
He'll maximize that and go make a ton of money off of that. That's where it is with the kids these days. Okay, so all right, so you guys have like 11 on the pitch when you play Pro Clubs, so maybe it doesn't concern you as much. Me and my friend, sometimes it's just us, so it's just 2 of us. What are your thoughts on any position? So for those uninitiated, the any position basically is bullshit in Pro Clubs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You might as well play Ultimate Team or just
exactly a regular FIFA.
Yeah.
like we have that conversation all the time because for those that don't know, that any position is basically any position that's not picked by a user is played by one specific person. So you basically end up playing one person as opposed to playing a team of people. And we don't always have 11. We usually have between, on any given night, anywhere from 5 to 8 usually at any given night. But like if we have like a big game or like we're doing a D1 run and everybody knows, we'll probably get 11. Sometimes we'll have 12 or 13 and, you know, somebody's got to get mad and sit out. But like we usually do pretty well. And like when we play innies, bro, we hate it. We lost to an innie the other night. It was literally 2 people. It was an innie and then one other guy.
Yeah.
And the innie just controlled the ball the whole time because he was playing with himself.
You guys don't go turn that off? Because you can turn it off.
You can turn it off, but sometimes you don't get games if you don't have it on.
Yeah,
there's not enough playing. So like if we search for 20 minutes and don't get a game, then we'll put 80 on and then we'll keep it on until, you know, say we stop getting games.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's annoying, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, we're all addicts anyway, so we're gonna play no matter what.
Exactly. What's your console of choice? What do you play on?
Honestly, well, my FIFA Pro Club team that I'm the captain of is on Xbox.
Okay.
But I'm on another pro team on PlayStation with a buddy of mine that I went to college with. And then I play in Madden leagues on both. So really I can't really pick one or the other.
Yeah.
They both have good things and bad things. Like the party aspect on Xbox is 10 times better than the party aspect on PlayStation. And the fact that you can use any webcam on Xbox makes it easier for you to stream and things like that on Xbox. But like PlayStation, like I think the graphics are better and I think it runs faster. So, you know, they both have their good things and their bad things, but if I had to pick one, I would just say Xbox strictly because the thing I do more than anything is play on my pro club team. So that would be I would say Xbox.
Yeah, I was listening to you, and I apologize. I don't even remember the podcast that it was, but you mentioned that you play FIFA, and then you said you play pro clubs, and that's your main mode. And I was like, motherfucker, this is how I'm kicking off the show because I just played it this weekend with my friend. We've been trying to hook up and play forever, and we played it. We played it on the PC this time around because that's what he enjoys. Is the PC aspect of it.
Does he have a controller?
Yeah, oh gosh, yes. I
didn't know does he use like a mouse click or
No, we use the controllers, but I don't he likes the PC. He's he beefed up on his monitor and his graphics card and all that jazz.
I feel that.
But we started
I played
on
a lot more PlayStation recently because I got this new OLED TV and it's like super duper nice. So like, and the room that is in, the PlayStation's there. So I've been playing my PlayStation a lot more because of this.
Yeah. I don't have FIFA for my PlayStation. I got a PlayStation. My kids bought me a PlayStation 5 for my birthday. I didn't get FIFA for it yet.
The kids.
Yeah, my children. Yeah, three of them. 3 daughters. AJ.
They say you must have been a scumbag then.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Maybe. But anyways, we're not here for FIFA Pro Clubs, although I would love to talk about it forever.
Yeah.
Because it is the best mode. I don't play Ultimate Team. At least I got out of it a long time ago. But yeah. A U.S. men's national team had a big game this week, too.
I was there.
Were you? Yes.
I was there. I was there. The game was in Orlando.
Yep.
And they beat the draws off Panama.
They sure did.
And I felt so bad for the Panamanians because I was like, because the guy in front of me, literally, he lives in Panama. He was sitting in front of me. I had the conversation with him and his boys. He lives in Panama. He's a brain surgeon in Panama. He flew his whole family up to the United States for the weekend to go to Disney with the kids and have a good time. And then Sunday night, go to the Panama U.S. game, and Panama got their doors blown off, and he left at halftime.
It was pretty bad. I think it was 3-0 at half. Finished 5-1. Yeah. USA plays tomorrow, and they'll have to lose 6-0 in order to not make the World Cup, which it should not happen. I will riot if it happens.
Remember last time they didn't make the World Cup?
Yep.
It was like they had to lose. What was it? I don't even remember. They had to lose to like Trinidad and Tobago or
Yep.
somebody.
Yep.
And everybody was like, "Oh, they're in," and then they lost. And we're like, "Wait,
hold on." Oh man, for sure. Yeah, when I found out you FIFA soccer guy, I was like, "This is awesome." We talk about this all day.
So like, a lot of guys go to the NFL and they spend money on cars and jewelry, and I spent money on traveling the world, watching soccer and wrestling. Like that's what I did. I've been to 28 countries. I've seen Madrid. I saw Real Madrid play Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey in the Bernabeu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've seen Bayern Munich play Frankfurt in the Allianz. I saw a Europa Cup game, a Europa League game in Roma. Like saw Tottenham play Leicester City in Tottenham the year before their stadium was finished being built, and it was still the old rinky-dink junk. So like I've gone everywhere and watched a lot of soccer, and then obviously I've been to like 5 manias. So like that's what I do. Like that's what I did, and now because I've done that so much, and I've spent so much time around the world traveling and all those things. Now I just really just sit in the crib for real. That's all I really do.
And so I wouldn't say you're a wrestler. I wouldn't say you're literally a Renaissance man? Yeah, you're right. You're a content guy.
I just say I'm an entertainer, man.
Entertainer.
Because,
yes.
I make music. Yep. I do TV. I rap. I wrestle. I stream. People enjoy my outlook on life and how I internalize and externalize things that I see. So, I've been blessed my whole life that I don't really have to try. Like even when I did the Most Wanted Treasure show, like I never prepared for any of those scenes. Like it was just, I had the knowledge of being a wrestling fan, and I just went into those scenes and was ready to go. And, you see the show and it's refreshing because after a week of filming the show, when the producers come up to you and they say, "Man, thank you." And I'm like, "Thank me for what?" And they're like, "Look," he's like, "I've done these shows with people who don't know what they're talking about, and it takes us twice as long to get a simple shot, but you're on your shit and you know what you're doing, and and it has to be through your own hard work." And I'm in the back of my mind saying, really, it's just I watch wrestling my whole life, and I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know everything that needs to be known about this specific era or this specific person. So, like, it didn't require that much work for me to do. It just, came natural.
And it's so interesting how that came about because it wasn't the WWE that wanted you to have that spot. It was A&E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and it was A&E, but it was more the production team.
Okay.
The thing about that show to me is the fact that that I love the most is the fact that all those legends could have been assholes if they wanted to be. They could have went out of their way to be extra and act like I'm a greenhorn or like I don't belong or try to show me up and none of them did that. All of them showed me nothing but respect. All of them showed me nothing but love and even from like the first day I was there, I'm training. I trained with Undertaker my first day at the PC, and I was in the class. I was bumping for everybody. I was doing the good thing, having a good time. It was all fun. And then, I didn't. It's Undertaker, so I'm not expecting him to remember me or even remember that class. You know what I'm saying? And so when I show up the second day of filming on the show, and I show up to the Undertaker sitting outside, a black SUV waiting for us to roll up in Kane's mayoral office, and Taker sees me coming. He goes, "AJ, what's up?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, the Undertaker knows who I am." Right? So you know what I'm saying? So things like that, little things like that don't mean they don't understand how much that means, that they would be willing to do those things. So it was cool. It was definitely a great experience.
As we said, you're an entertainer. You're extremely talented. You played in the NFL. We don't. There's just two questions quickly about the NFL. I'll ask. One, do you prefer the Redskins, the football team, or the Commanders?
Honestly, I wish they would have kept the football team.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Well, you're a soccer guy. That's what I thought too. Yeah,
exactly, because of the soccer aspect. Like, it's not football club because then that would be on the nose soccer.
Right.
Football team made it like soccer, but like American style. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, yeah, I like that. I don't hate the Commanders. I just think they could have done way more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, Redskins had to go.
Yeah.
They had to go. You just had to go. Like, I said that 2 years before they did it, and I was vilified by the DC media, right? So, like, then 2 years later, everybody's like, yeah, we need to change it. I'm like, wait a damn minute.
When it fits their narrative, right? Fit their narrative. My other question was Odell Beckham Jr. just won a Super Bowl. LA Rams left Cleveland, got what he needed. Unfortunately, he would have got MVP if he didn't hurt his knee in that match. At least that's what I feel. Match in that game. He's a free agent, I believe. I think
he's on. I think he has to be on IR because you're not allowed to be released until like after you're healed up from your injury.
Okay, gotcha.
But I mean, he would be a free agent next year. Yeah, I think so. He's not going to play next season. I don't think so.
Okay, so nothing can happen until basically that injury gets healed.
He's healthy.
He's healthy. Do you think he goes back to the Rams? Does he wait it out? Does he see what unfolds?
He's got a Super Bowl, man. So
yeah,
and he didn't get that much. Like, he could have got way more somewhere else and went to the Rams to get the Super Bowl. Now he's got it, so I'm thinking he's going wherever the bag's the biggest.
Get paid, right?
I could see him going somewhere like Denver, teaming up with Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that. I can see him now that he's got his ring going to Green Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Or maybe he finds his way down because Antonio Brown's obviously not going back. So maybe he finds his way in Tampa to be with Tom Terrific. So
Thomas Brady returning to football. Good grief.
As you say, my buddies in the NFL, we would always say, because of the godlike things he would do on the field, we would call him Thomas Brady born in a manger.
Yeah. And everybody, I mean, what did your Nana say? Even Jesus was hated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Even Jesus had haters, baby.
Even Jesus had haters. But yeah, so that was my NFL stuff. I mean, we could probably do a whole show on the NFL, but I'll leave that to Babcheck and the Morning Men. I'll go to wrestling now. I thought Hit Row, personally, to me. Now I didn't know Sugar Bear. I didn't know the Row. I didn't know Hitmakers before all this on SCW. I never saw any of that. But what I saw on NXT Hit Row was a faction I believe wrestling was missing.
I agree.
Because you guys were all stars. You guys could all hold your own on the mic, in the ring, entertainment, all that.
That doesn't happen in factions very often.
Right.
I mean, you got the Shield, you got the NWO, you got Evolution, you got DX. I mean, realistically, of all factions, all time, like, of people that had everybody in it was a star, like they don't come around very often. And that's why I think, and not only were we all four of us stars, but all four of us had something completely different that we brought to the table. So I think that was the main. You were out. Just go. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and it was missing. And then, we can talk about the main roster stuff, but what really boggles my mind is Hit Row was NXT 2.0 before NXT 2.0. Like, you guys would have been perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
for what they're doing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you get in this business to make money, and the money's on the main roster.
That's true.
None of us wanted to stay on NXT. And if Swerve or Tahuti or Brianna comes on here and tells you that they wanted to stay in NXT, they are a damn lie. All right. So we wanted to get to the money. We wanted to be on SmackDown.
And you
overall.
should. You should.
We didn't get into this money to make good. Oh man, let's get in this business so we could be on the third show and be the hottest thing on the third show. No, I wanted to lose to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Right?
That's hit roll versus the Bloodline. Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I didn't want. Like I didn't. Not saying I didn't care about being on NXT, but I feel like NXT didn't care about us. Like when the last thing we did was like we spent the whole time building up the feud with Legado, and then at the blow off, like they had all of us gone. Like I wasn't there, Brianna wasn't there, Tahuti wasn't there. But Tahuti wasn't there because of an injury. But like when Swerve got his goodbye in NXT, nobody gave me no damn goodbye in NXT. You know what I'm saying? Like Swerve came out to the Hit Row song that we made in my house that I wrote, and he got his thank you Swerve, which he deserved.
Yeah.
But we in the back, like, damn, like so we don't get a goodbye? Like clearly y'all don't mess with us, right? So like we were ready to go to the main roster. We was ready to make money. That's what we got. That's what we came here to do, is make money. You know what I'm saying? We didn't come here to be the best thing on NXT. We came here to be the best thing in the company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was one thing that we knew that we could bring to the table that nobody else could, was the fact that, like, the cool thing about Hit Row is that, like, people would, and it was always funny to me because, like, people loved saying Swerve was the leader of Hit Row when we were in NXT, and then, like, the indie wrestling community got mad when they were like, oh, Top Dollar is going to be the leader of Hit Row main roster. And the whole time we're like, you idiots, none of us are the leader. Like, all four equals. And we said that in so many different interviews that nobody cared to listen to, because we literally said it over and over again. All four of us are equals. There is no leader. Nobody wanted to hear it, though. But, at the end of the day, what we did was undeniable.
Yep.
You can't point a single bad segment, not a backstage segment. I don't care if it was 45 seconds or 2 minutes, not a merch selling segment. I don't care if it was any of the matches that we had, whether it be short solo matches or our 6-man tag match, or the tag match on the main roster, or the tag match me and Tahuti had with Imperium. Like every Imperium and them, everything we did hit, and pun intended.
Yeah.
And like that's why, like, even with the release, like we don't feel bad because we know that we couldn't have did more.
Yeah.
Like, what more could we have done?
Yep. Yeah. And I think you had said, I listened to you on Busted Open. You said you went up, you had a quick program with Sami Zayn, but you said they didn't have any idea what to do with Hit Row and what you guys had built on NXT, and now they brought up, and they're like, they didn't know what to do with you.
No, they didn't. I mean, that's obvious to anyone that is paying attention. It's just like we never had we went from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and then we were gone. So like when they released Brianna, did I think that the three of us were going to be released after that? No, I didn't. But I also was like, well, damn. It's like the moment they released Brianna, I was like, okay, well, they don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't, like, you could release anybody, right? And the crazy thing is, we even told them, it was like, Hit Row would still be able to work without me or without Swerve or without Tahuti. But without Brianna, like, that was the thing that separated us from every 3-man group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's her walking around, just being there, and not just being there, but being able to talk with not just all the women, but anybody on the roster, like all the dudes. Like, there's not a lot of people that can stand up under that mic pressure from Brianna. That's just being real. So, like, she was a special talent, and when they released her, we were like, all right, well, they don't get it. And we still try to make, lemonade out of lemons, but at the end of the day, like, that was to me, it was proverbial nail in the coffin, because it was like, well, if Brie is not important, then none of us are.
I think I had just put out a TikTok not too long ago saying we need more women in quote unquote factions in general, let alone a women's faction, but we need more women in just regular factions. Like B-Fab was in your guys. I thought Layla Hirsch should be in Team Taz, stuff like that.
And the thing that kills me is the fact that like we could have did so much. Like if Tahuti didn't get hurt and we didn't get drafted, like we were going to go to a eight person mixed gender match, right, with
Okay.
Legato,
All right.
which would have been huge. That would have been a huge spot. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying, to be able to do. And unfortunately, we never got there because Tahuti's. I keep saying he got hurt, but he got his appendix burst, so it's not
Oh,
really. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really much you can do there, right?
right.
So like,
That's what my daughter had to go to the ER for last week. The appendix. Yeah.
that's crazy. So like like you can't control that. You can't pick the timing. Like
Nope.
your daughter is how old?
She's it was the middle kid, so she's 9. Yep.
Exactly. She's 9, but Tahuti's birth, she's 30. So you
Yeah.
like can't really call it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yep. Yeah. Um, before I move on to your upcoming shows, first of all, you just had a recent one where you guys all got back together. You debuted the new song, Swerve song, which you were on. I think there's a video for that as well. You got some shows coming up recently. Triple H, who I believe was very influential in you guys down at NXT, he announced his retirement. Quickly, what's the biggest thing that resonates with you from Triple H?
Just conversations I would have with Triple H while we were doing the show.
Yeah.
Because like he's got to put on a different face when he's around the roster at NXT. But I got to see like because there he's the boss.
Yeah.
Like he's still the boss when we were doing the show, but during the show we're like characters together. You know what I'm saying? Like we're working together. So it's like we're seen on a different. He sees me, and we work together on a different level than when we would be in NXT. So like, just talking, just conversations I've had with him, like when we were doing the show about like how to interact with people, which ended up not mattering anyway. But he went out of his way to try to make it better. And the one thing that I appreciate the most about Triple H is the fact that he just let us go.
Yeah.
He literally told the writers, "Don't write nothing for us. Like, let us handle it." Like, he literally would just be like, "This is where I'm going to be shooting from. This is the angle that I need to get." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these are the things that he would go out of his way to try to get us to do, like on TV days and like blocking and those things of that nature. But like, my favorite thing is that he just trusted us.
Yeah.
He just knew that we could do something that nobody else could, and he just let us go.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were polished. You guys were made. You guys were stars. You were made for TV, and it like you weren't. How do I want to say this? You weren't a gimmick per se. You guys, that's who you are. From everything I've heard out of you, out of B-Fab, everything I've heard in interviews with all of you, Swerve, that's who you guys are. In that you guys weren't wrestlers playing rappers, playing all of this. That was who. That was Hit Row. And
Yeah,
I think,
and that's what made it so easily to connect with the audience, because like even if you don't listen to hip hop, even if you don't understand hip hop culture, even if you don't understand sneaker culture or anything, just black culture in general, like could see us come out and be like, "Whoa, those guys are cool. Like
yeah,
I like those." You know what I'm saying? Like they tried to make us heels.
yeah.
They tried.
But you were over.
And it just wouldn't work. Like the crowd, you can tell the crowd that we're heels, but if they're chanting "Hit Row" during the entire commercial break, are we heels? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we heels?
Yeah. Man, that sneaker culture, they jumped all over you.
Not real sneaker culture. No,
No.
they didn't. Not real people in it. No, they didn't. It was people who don't know no better jumped in it. Like that's the truth of the matter is that like if you were offended by a joke I made about Asics, then you are the problem.
Yeah.
Like, you're the issue. Because the real, like, I don't think that you need to spend $5,000 on a pair of shoes for the shoes to be cool.
Right.
My favorite pair of shoes that I own is $120, and yeah, $120 is not cheap either, but
Right.
it ain't $5,000. And I'm not trying to get clout by bragging about how much money I spent on these shoes. I'm like, look at these shoes. I just wear shoes that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wear $80 Arthur Ashe Adidas. You know what I'm saying? Because they're old school and iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go out and buy $3,000 Yeezys just because everybody else has them. That's corny to me.
That's right.
Like I had homeboys that got killed for their sneakers when I was in middle school. So like to tell me that, oh well, sneaker culture is it's not even new. Like sneaker culture is as far back as the 90s.
Yeah.
As far back as the 80s.
That's an NBA thing. That's an NBA player.
Do
thing.
the right
yeah.
go watch Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a Spike Lee movie from a long, long time ago, and it's the entire theme of the movie is based around sneakers. So like to pretend that like, oh yeah, well sneakers are cool now in wrestling in 2020, it's like, dude, if you think that sneakers are just cool now in 2021, 2022, 2020, you're 30 years behind the trend, bro.
That's true. That is damn true. You mentioned culture speed. Oh, before I get to for the culture, with another great faction that we've had Shane Taylor on here, phenomenal human being. You mentioned a joke. You mentioned joke, and it just made me think. Topical. It's relevant. What's your takeaway of the Will Smith Chris Rock slap heard around the world?
Will was laughing, and then he saw Jada was pissed, and he had to stand up for his woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wish I wouldn't did it so publicly.
Yeah.
I'm more of and it might happen this weekend. If I see people, if I feel like you disrespecting me or disrespect somebody I care about, I'm not finna go out of my way to do something with all these witnesses around. But know that one day or in a couple hours or at some point very soon, I'll see you when we can be alone and there's no cameras, and then you're going to have to stand on everything that you said and everything that you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy I am. Now, Will Smith was like, well, he just cooked my wife in front of the whole world, so I got to stand up for her right now. I mean, the brother probably cost himself some money, but at the end of the day, did he? Because he ended up winning the Academy Award. So, like, it's just an awkward situation for real. But I know Chris Rock's next stand-up is going to go crazy on the numbers.
And he's got a tour coming up, too.
Yeah, he's got a show in Miami next week, and I want to go. I want to drive 3 hours to Miami and go to the show just because I know it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be hot. This is WrestleMania weekend. It's a big time, not only for obviously WWE, but all the other surrounding indie promotions, top tier, whatever you want to take it. GCW's For the Culture on April 1st. Shane Taylor Promotions. Thoughts? What are we going to see? What can we expect?
Shane, good peoples. O'Shea, good peoples. See, the thing is that they are known for talking this big bad bully shit.
That's right.
Because they bigger and badder than everybody that they face. They ain't come across nobody bigger and badder than them yet. Nope. But you talking to one. Like, I'm bigger than both of them. I'm badder than both of them. I'm stronger than both of them. I'm more athletic than both of them. And we can pull out the tape if they disagree. Right? So, like, I ain't got to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to break your face. Because G shit, on Friday, they going to have to stand on everything that they said too. And they're my peoples.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
But you can't challenge me as the Billy Badass and think that Billy Badass ain't going to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to show you and anybody who don't know already, because you didn't get to see a lot in WWE.
Yeah.
Because they intentionally made it so that I couldn't do much. Like the night that We lost to Legato in the 6-man tag because we lost to Legato in the 6-man tag. Swerve got rolled up because of distraction that night. I was supposed to do a taker dive, and Triple H was like, "Nah, I can't do it. We can't. I can't do it."
Well, we get that taker dive.
He nixed it. Oh no, you're not getting to take a dive at GCW, but you gonna get some other cool shit, some shit that you ain't never seen before from a 350-pound man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing is that like what y'all saw in WWE is anybody who saw me at SCW will tell you that what you saw in WWE was 5% of what I'm really capable of. Ooh. And it's my first chance on a big stage. Like, we already went to MCW, you know, and that was cool to be able to debut back in the hometown and have our first show back in the hometown, and that was great. And I'm very grateful that I was able to do that for my city. But now this is a national stage. And on the national stage, don't nobody outshine me, period. So you're going to see exactly what I'm capable of on Friday.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I just got pumped. I was already pumped and excited to see it. But now I'm even more pumped. Now I'm even more pumped knowing that Top Dolla, AJ Francis himself, has been held back. Like, there's more. So I look forward to
all I did before was hot tag. That's all I was ever. I was the hot tag guy for Hit Row the whole time. I was hot tag guy and the big bump guy. You need somebody to go through plexiglass, I got you. You need somebody thrown into a sliding barricade, I got you. You need somebody to get hit with 2 chair shots and thrown into the stairs, I got you. Because at the end of the day, I mean, wrestlers get mad when I say this, but it's true. Wrestling to me is easier than football because in football, I got to fight guerrilla warfare with another dude my size for 4 hours. In wrestling, like, I got to bump like once, twice. Like, it's easy work for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was 5'8" and 185 pounds, I might feel different, but I'm not.
You're not. No. I think you said something about comparing the two locker rooms. I might be wrong on the quote, but something where in the NFL, those are real tough guys, and in wrestling, some people are playing tough guys. Something to that nature. But yeah,
man, everybody acts. Your job in wrestling is to act like you're Billy Badass, unless you're one, you know, unless you're like one of the characters whose role is to be the coward, right?
Yep.
So like, you gotta act tough. You gotta act like you can whoop anybody's ass, right? In wrestling, like, and even if you know you're in the locker room, you know some dudes in there that can't fight for real and wouldn't really be able to do anything. Like, if I really pressed up on them, but like in football. Like, every day you're proving in practice, not just in games. In practice, you're proving, I'm the toughest motherfucker here. You know what I'm saying? Like, like every day. And if you don't prove it, you're gone. Yeah. So it's like it's a real warfare. Like, I don't think people recognize, like, there is a huge difference between actual hand-to-hand combat and choreographed, structured combat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do I think that I could whoop Brock Lesnar's ass? No. I think Brock Lesnar would beat the shit out of me. Yeah. And I also think the same thing of Bobby Lashley, and I think the same thing of Matt Riddle, and any trained fighter I think will beat my ass. But if you happen to not be a specifically trained fighter, I like my chances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
I did too.
There's huge difference there, as opposed to in the NFL, anybody can get got on any day.
Yeah, damn. Whew. That doesn't make you want to tune in for the culture. Something wrong with you. Before I give you the mic, AJ, because we're gonna wrap up here. Before I give you the mic, put yourself over, which you're phenomenal at doing. We're gonna have B-Fab here in 2 weeks, I think. Any tidbits? Any words for her?
Yeah, when you sorry, my phone. That's okay. When you see B-Fab, ask her. It'll be funny because we make videos together and we always hang out together. B's like my sister, you know what I'm saying? So like, but people always assume that we're like dating or that like we're a couple or like people literally think we're married. Like it happens all the time. Or like when we went home to Maryland, did MCW, people were like, "Damn, that's your girl right there," and I'm like, "Nah, that's my homegirl, dog." Like that.
Yeah.
So ask her why she's not giving me no play. Ask her that. She'll think it's hilarious.
I will.
But but it's like people always are like think that me and B are like together, and we're not. She couldn't handle me. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm too much for her. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I mean, she's good people's and genuinely like we have a really good connection. And like we not to say like we finished each other's sentences, but we literally did. We would be writing promos, and she'd like say the first couple lines, and I'd be like, "Oh, say da da da." She's like, "That's it," and vice versa. So you know what I'm saying? Like we literally do finish each other's sentences. So it's like it's cool that I was able to make such a genuine connection with somebody who like before I got to WWE, I didn't know her from a hole in the ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool that me, her, and Tahuti and Swerve, we've all developed this real genuine connection.
Yeah, it's a bond, and it came through on the screen, and yeah. So I look forward to this weekend. But I'm gonna give you the mic now, AJ. You can say anything you want. You can put over anything you want. Let us know anything. You can bury anyone you want. I don't care. I will not interrupt. The floor is yours.
All right, first thing I'm going to do is bury Dave LaGreca, okay? That guy sucks, okay? Terrible guy. Every time when I came to the Busted Open party in Orlando, he made me take shot after shot after shot, which I did because I'm not a coward, but he put me on the spot the moment I walked in and made me take 3 shots back to back, which I did because, once again, I'm not a coward. But he'll probably do the same thing at the Busted Open party this weekend that we're going to be at. So, you know, I'm not looking forward to that. So first thing I want to do is bury Dave LaGreca. But after that, you can follow me on all social media at AJ Francis 410. Make sure you check out For the Culture this weekend, GCW on Fight TV. And we're going to be around Dallas doing a lot of stuff. We'll be at Wale Mania. You know, we'll be at the WrestleMania tailgate. So we'll be doing a lot of cool stuff, man. I hope to see everybody there. And if you got if you're one of those internet people that got a genuine problem with me, like you pretend like online, make sure you say it to my face when you see me this weekend.
Awesome. Excellent. Phenomenal. AJ, I didn't even touch half of my notes. It was great. You're a great guy, a great human, and you're welcome back anytime. Go kick some ass this weekend and go connect and go be you, man. Go be you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, we'll see you around. Have a good night.
You too.
Peace. Great. Fun.